Hello, everybody. It's Sergeant Sargent, and it's still a week after the 2020 elections. I went off on the Supreme Court, and now they're not doing their job. Now, I understand some of you don't understand their job, so I figured I might want to give you a lesson in civics, just an understanding of how our government works. Now, a lot of you know that we've got three branches. We've got the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. Now, the executive, they're the ones that take action. That's right, the president takes action. He does things that are taking action, to execute, to act upon. That's their job. We need somebody to tell us how to do things and to take action. Now, a lot of you get bothered because he fires people. Well, that's his responsibility. He's the boss. They work for him. He can fire people on a whim if he wants to, but most of those executives like to make sure that their constituents are taken care of, because otherwise they won't be an executive for very long. They have the shortest term, but they have the greatest power. Now, that doesn't mean they have exclusive power. Remember, I said there are three branches, and there's a reason there's three, because it's impossible for anybody to side against each other in overwhelming equal. No, it's three parts. Two have to agree at least. Now, let's break down the legislative. That one's a little confusing to some people because we got Congress and we got Senate. Now, Congress is based on population. A lot of you know that. That's why census is so important. How many Congress people we have has a lot to do with what the population is. Now, Congress, their job is to investigate things, to check things out. They are kind of like the legwork. Congress is very important because Congress takes care of their constituents, their population, and they're able to focus more specifically on their areas. Now, that's why they're very important. Well, what does the Senate do? Well, the Senate, there's only two per state. And what a senator does is they make the laws. That's right, they all discuss it and take everything that's been proposed, oftentimes by Congress, and they decide whether it's legal or not, whether it's right. So that's how that works. That's the legislative branch. Then, the one I was talking about earlier, the judicial branch. Well, they're the ones that are supposed to be the most non-partial, non-partisan. They're supposed to deal with just facts. They're supposed to deal with the truth. That's why I got upset. Because the Justice Department is the one that has to listen. They have to take the facts and they have to make a judgment. They don't make laws. They can't make laws. We got a problem with this election because we got some of them justices trying to make laws. That's not their job. That's the job of the legislative. They are there to make sure that the laws are being followed. So, understand, there are checks and balances all over the place. They break down even more. But that's the most basic way I can explain it. The executive, the judicial, and the legislative are very important. Our forefathers had the foresight to make sure that we have checks and balances. Even on the legislative level, we can have Congress and Senate on different sides of an issue. But understand, when it comes down to making it law, well, that's the Senate. And then if something seems unfair, then it can go to the justice. And the justice can look at the facts like they're supposed to. That's the way the system works. And when it works properly, it works well. So we need to make sure it's working properly. Just thought I'd let you know, and also wanted you to understand why I'm so irate. I hope that helps. Talk to you later. I love you all. I love this country.